Alrighty, welcome back to Hit the Gap. We are back in the studio this time, back on video, so back to the way things were, although a little bit different. We've got some bit of gear going on this time, so we're not sitting there holding mics, looking a bit awkward. Now we'll just look awkward with these sitting here in the way. How was your weekend of footy anyway, man?
I'll tell you what, first and foremost, it is good to be back in the saddle in the space of normality. It does feel nice. It does feel normal.
Mm-hmm.
God bless. Football, man, we had some good games this round. We had some awesome games this round.
Yeah.
Yeah, geez, I think the only thing that I've probably hated but also loved at the same time is that it's so hard to tip. It's been awfully hard to tip.
It has been since like round one, really.
Yeah.
Like,
I had a good go round one, but I felt like things felt pretty clear cut.
yeah.
But 2 and 3, man, it's killing me.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Anyone that's getting consistently more than like 5 out of 8 is doing really, really well. And I want to know.
And probably doing YOLO as hell tips, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
We'll jump straight into it, though. The Thursday night game, which saw the Raiders and Bulldogs go at it, was quite close. And I don't know, I think you're pretty hard out to find anyone that wasn't thinking the Raiders had it in the bag, really. Both, I mean, a better forward pack, really, at the end of the day. Maybe a little bit fatigued after the last couple of weeks of games and whatnot. But, geez, for me, I just thought the Bulldogs in round one weren't super convincing, or at least that convincing that I would tip them over the Raiders or by default.
But at home as well. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, exactly. And old Ciraldo, I mean, even though they came away with the win, the Raiders got one last laugh with the glass window shattering, cutting his hand or whatever. But, the Bulldogs just getting over them. 10 points to 14 in this one. I don't know. Bulldogs, I mean, with that Bronson Xerri stuff, dropping him and whatnot.
That was the other thing. They had so much drama around them as well. Like,
yeah.
Buy or not, they had so much stuff going on in the background.
Yeah.
They weren't at home.
Yep.
I could not believe they made this win. Good on them, but yeah, I couldn't believe they made the win happen.
Yeah, and quite solid indeed of a game anyway, all round. I think Critter again standing up, just doing what he does, and Jacob Preston.
I think for me it was Preston.
Yeah. As always, probably one of the better edge back rowers in the game at the moment.
Probably one of the most consistent by far.
For sure. And then with Galvin there feeding him the ball.
And it's not even just like he's just making runs and getting stats up. He's clocking points as well. Like he is seriously the full package in a back row.
Yeah, and that, I mean, Galvin loves to feed Preston, and more often than not it works, but just unstoppable on his day, unfortunately, for the Raiders there. Tamale, I think, went over for a double. He was their only try scorer in this one. I don't know. I just don't know. It was like two defensive teams going at it, is what it seemed like to me anyway, from what I saw of it.
Did they say how long Papali'i got as well yet?
I haven't seen in the judiciary. It depends whether he is facing, if he's challenging the grading or whatever on it. It might be a couple of weeks, surely.
I would have thought 3.
Yeah.
With his loading as well, I thought no way he's going to get less than 3. But
yeah, we'll have a look at that after, because it should be in the casualty ward. But I think, what was his? Was it a tip? Did he tip him leg lift? No, that was a different game.
No, it's Papali'i was
shoulder
to the head. Shoulder to the head. It was,
that's right.
But his was probably one of the more nasty of the weekend too. So I'd be shocked if he gets off.
Yep. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll have a look tonight, depending on what.
That needs a Queenslander.
Whether he's challenging it or not, I don't know. That's right, he did. He come in and there was 2 in the tackle or something, wasn't it? And he sort of come over the top and hit him hard. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I think that's it. The Dogs, only narrow, same as that one against the Dragons, but still firing, so can't take anything away from them, really. Friday's games we'll jump into real quick here. Roosters versus Panthers, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure I tipped the Panthers. I did, but who thought it was going to be 40 points to 4? Like,
yeah,
great. The overseers, the overlords are back. we're in for another season of Penrith domination. Yay!
And we still haven't really seen a team. I mean, we haven't really seen a team get close to them yet.
Yeah.
And they already put Brisbane on their ass big time.
Yeah, definitely.
So if it's not Brisbane, who's left to do it? Probably Storm.
Melbourne maybe. We're yet to see them go up against each other, because Melbourne again, another. We'll talk about that soon. But another team who have so far shown quite solid dominance or whatever, albeit the result this week not being the way they wanted. But yeah, it just seems like it was 3 or so years ago, Penrith, and then probably Daylight second between them, and then maybe Melbourne or someone.
Yeah.
Everyone else that's close or should be close is just sort of not lagging behind, but they've just got their own issues here and there, which are sort of setting them apart, unfortunately. I think Tom Jenkins went over for a triple. Did he get a hat trick? Quad. There you go. Yep, four tries. Holy. Robert Toyer's one. So
all those tries, and it still doesn't stack up to that try that To'o put on.
Yeah. The again, much like talking about the Roosters, much like Nwanga Tuase's last year with his little kick and jump and that. This one was something magical as well, for sure. But yeah, Roosters just unable to combat it, unable to. I don't know. They just had no answers, really.
Nothing going.
It was put points on for the Penrith, put points on, kick them into the corner, and just be happy with defending.
And my God, every time they got anywhere close to their end, to Penrith's end, Sam Walker dropping it usually from halfback roll.
There was a lot of loose carries. Yeah, a lot of loose carries and things like that. A lot of pressure in defence as well. I don't know, did it rain in this one? I'm not too sure.
No, but I feel like there's just probably a little too much unnecessary pressure on Sam Walker to perform.
Yeah.
I feel like
with DCE there as well.
Yeah, with DCE there, I feel like DCE should probably be taking a majority of the load and just letting Sam play his natural game. I feel like you don't normally see these uncharacteristic mistakes from Sam Walker. But the last 2 weeks, especially the last 2 weeks, he's really been struggling. It's been mistake city. Every time he touches the ball, whether he's come to him and it's gone, and it's just sort of been too far ahead of him. He's just not been able to reel it in, or he's just dropped it cold. It's just been a rough go for Sam. Yeah,
I don't know whether maybe it's just a little bit of teething or whatever, and I feel like DC's probably got to play second fiddle in a sense, but just be that support player. Just be there to take those kicks or do whatever when needed. But yeah, maybe there is just that little bit of unease or whatever. They haven't really found their groove together just yet. But yeah, definitely slightly uncharacteristic for Sam anyway. I mean, as we always speak about, and we have spoken about and always speak about every year, Roosters slow starters notoriously, but the last couple of weeks have just been rather woeful. Unfortunately for Roosters fans, we did see Robson back as well. Robson had a solid game. Not enough to turn the tide by any means, but at least they've got themselves, I guess, an 80-minute hooker, a possible 80-minute hooker at this rate.
Yeah, so he did get a stint for Watson to come in.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to really, really show like a massive dynamic presence for them.
Defensively, but also allow a little bit more in attack for them.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, for sure. We'll move on to the next game there.
I think really as well, before we do move on, it really felt like the only go forward they had was off Robson as well. So.
Yeah, which we know all too well. He was quite good out of dummy half, but solid ball service as well. So hopefully,
fucking traitor.
Yeah, hopefully he gets a bit more, closer to that 80-minute mark there, and they utilise him to his full potential. The second game on Friday, Storm versus Broncos, and it looked like it was all a Storm again. Another Broncos game story where, I don't know, it looked like they had it, or looked like they were in it, and then they were losing, but then, much like the grand final maybe, I don't know, they just sort of put the foot on, or maybe pulled the finger out rather than opposed to anything else. When it was all on the line there, they just, Reece Walsh.
Yeah, Toes really stepped up in this one.
Yeah.
Katoni really stood up and made a massive impact, I think.
Yep.
Probably the first game this season where I thought He looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Didn't really... that left edge for Brisbane has got serious issues. I don't know whether it's just that they're not used to having Dean as a centre.
Mariner, yeah.
Or, maybe Karapani. Like, there's just so many. I don't know. It's issues between Dean and Karapani for sure. Like they're not their passing isn't fluid. Their running game is pretty bad.
Yep.
I don't know what the go is there with that left edge, and I don't know why they've changed it up so drastically from last year.
We would have usually seen as well, right? Like Karapani, well, toward the end of last year, getting a lot of ball service or good ball service, and at least scoring a try, if not going close. Whereas this one just, I don't know, it didn't look like he ever had the opportunity to.
I think the other thing that really stands out, actually, from like a difference perspective from this year to last year, no Walters has been really, really bad, which is something I never thought I'd ever say. But the dummy half has been Corey Pakes the entire time, and normally I'm pretty keen on Corey Pakes, but he's been a little too passive, and that's pretty bad for the Broncos' play style, in my opinion.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, like, not to shit on Corey Pakes, I don't think he's bad by any means, but he hasn't exactly been very good for them so far this year anyway.
Not this year,
in
anyway,
that interchange role, especially with, having Hunt there and that. I don't know. I mean, Reynolds came back too, so it allowed Hunt to do a bit more of whatever, but yeah, I don't know. I think they're lacking something. Like you said, Walters was really pivotal for them on that run in the end last year. They are just lacking some sort of solid dummy half.
It's like they're just lacking that man to cause the running to happen in the first place.
Yeah.
Pakes seems to not be it. Hunt seems to not be it. I think he's too old to be it.
Whether Moser, Moser sort of got a bit of a look in, got injured last year and hasn't really been heard from since. Whether they're just waiting to give him a go, I don't know.
Is he even still at Brisbane? I thought.
No, he re-signed. He re-signed last year, but he had that shoulder injury. I think it was. He had to have surgery, so we didn't see him play last year in first grade, I believe it was. But whether they're just trying to keep him, hold him back a little bit, I don't know. But definitely, possibly an option moving forward. Hopefully it's something considered. But yeah.
I feel like I'd almost prefer Hunt to be in the 6. Reno to be in the 7. I'm still not really sold on Mam. Mam really isn't doing it for me so far either. There's just so many moving parts to Brisbane's roster, and I feel like they're all just playing in the wrong spots.
Yeah, so, outside of the grand final, obviously, I don't know. I feel like Hunt really shone with him in 7 and Walters in 6 and stuff like that at times.
That too, actually, yeah.
Yeah, again, obviously not a possible combination at the moment, but yeah, the dynamic there really worked, I thought, last year.
It's just literally they've got all these great parts.
Yeah.
Great moving parts, and none of them are in the right spot. It's like a really fucked up Jenga game.
Yep. Everyone looks the goods, or it looks like it should fit and work, but it just, the cohesiveness just isn't there. I mean, saying that, they did get the win this time. Backs against the wall, they turned it up. But yeah, I don't know. Melbourne to me, I don't know what happened there. It was like they took the foot off a little bit. Few errors and things like that, but
saving strats.
Yeah, exactly. I think Falogo having a great game. Grant having a great game. I noticed Grant was doing the goal kicking there for a bit. I think Meaney might have injured his hip or was having hip problems, or maybe a knee problem or something like that. So I don't know what happened there or what's going on there with that. But yeah, I thought they both had solid games again. Hughes once again quite good. But yeah, just, I don't know, maybe taking the foot off a little bit and just enough for Brisbane to capitalise on. So
we've seen what they can do already, though. So it might also just be one of those games where they just didn't really care much. Let it go. We'll just try some backyard shit and see if it works. And if it doesn't, so what? We'll have next week.
Yep, I'm sure they'll be regretting that all week during training.
Yeah, all week during training. Yeah, bellyache's going to kill him.
He wasn't happy when Joe Chan celebrated after that try.
No, not at all.
The game was locked up, so yeah, I'm sure they'll all be paying. Saturday's games, Knights versus the Warriors. This one probably went much as expected. It was at McDonald Jones Stadium, but Fletcher Sharp a late out So he was named to play, but then he was ruled out, I think, on the day, either the day before or on the day. So back to being relatively rudderless, unfortunately. The Knights...
no Sharp, no Ponga. There was no way it was going to go.
No Brown, well. They just...
No Brown either, true.
And 6 against galore. It just really all went against them. I mean, not to take away from the Warriors.
This game was messed up, right? This was that one where...
Yep.
Was this the one that I think I messaged you straight away? I'm like, this is not a real game.
Yeah. It was a 6 again-a-thon. And like we've seen so far this year, there's at least 1 or 2 games where if you look the wrong way or you're not holding your tongue right, you'll get stung for a 6 again. This seemed to be it. This was it for the round anyway. I mean, again, not taking anything away from Warriors. They've been very good this year, and they still are. They're dominating. But
especially Tanner Boyd.
But, the Knights just couldn't take a trick in this one, unfortunately. Anything they did earned them a 6 again. So, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Trey Mooney breathed and got 6 again.
Yeah.
It was rough to watch.
What was his infringement? Was his a dangerous tackle, high tackle? Or
he had about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one.
I know he got sent to the bin for one of them in the end there.
There was one like right near the end of the game. It was like 2 or 3 minutes to go, and all he did was jump on a ball, and he got got 6 again for it, a penalty for it.
Yep.
But I think that game was probably one of the most atrociously refereed ones, right? Like, I think in the whole game, there had to have been... I want to say the Warriors got like over 10 6 agains, right? Like it was over 10 6 agains and like 4 or 5 penalties. It was really, really rough.
Yep.
No, I can't take anything away from Tanner Boyd.
Yeah.
I think Tanner Boyd has played not only stellar the last 2 weeks, but I thought this game he really, really strangled the Knights. So I don't really want to take anything away from him or the Warriors.
Yep.
But realistically, this game was just Tanner Boyd sending in forwards the entire time.
Yep.
And really just ruining the Knights' night.
Forwards, just like Jackson Ford, who turned it up and had quite a solid game, I thought as well. But
there's a cute little kick at the end too.
Yeah. Yep.
Gave him the conversion.
Luke Hanson as well. Shout out to Luke Hanson on debut, getting that try. A lot of people upset about that from, was it Tuapiki that passed it back to him? I mean, one for the boys, but good on him. Give him a bit of confidence moving forward. It'll be interesting to see what happens, though, this week. I've seen Metcalf is back. Whether he does end up playing, he's been named. Whether he does end up playing or whatever, who knows?
We'll check team list shortly. It can't be too far away from dropping.
Yeah. It'll be an interesting dynamic to have anyway, because you've got to think it'll be a Metcalf-Boyd combo, really, in the halves. Or that's what I'd like to see at least tried anyway. Next Saturday game, Sharks versus Dolphins, and boy, Sharks are right back on schedule, right back on cube, losing to teams they shouldn't be.
At home.
At home. Not not to take anything away from the Dolphins, who were quite solid, but the Sharks just didn't offer up anything near probably what they should have, considering. I mean, the last few weeks have been really, really decent, but I don't know. Trindle had another good game, I thought. Their edges, Niokore, sorry. I'm thinking of the Eels there still, Warriors and Eels and whatnot. Edges had a good game. They just couldn't, I don't know, like, they couldn't seem to take a trick getting it out onto the wings or anything.
Every time they did, Averillo was there. He was such a sneaky motherfucker the whole game.
Defensively, just too strong.
Man, he was everywhere.
Hero, although he hasn't been his normal try-scoring self so far this year, just shut down an attack every single time. Anytime the ball, like, it got to him and he would have either passed it off to set up a try or gone over himself, just shut down instantly. So... That's one of their main attacking threats, shut down there. But, I don't know. It's tough. It was a tough watch if you're a Sharks fan.
Maybe that is the literal trick to the Sharks. I wonder if people have just picked up on it, that, you shut down their centers and they're a little bit hard done by at that point.
Yep.
I feel like a lot of their points are all coming off Iro and Nikora, and even if Nikora isn't scoring himself, it's almost always a pass to Katoa. Like, it's just a great service pass to Katoa. So I feel like if you're shutting those two guys down, they're really hamstrung. So
Yep. Ramian as well with some, a few errors. I have him in my fantasy team, so it was a hard watch, but just, error after error, which really set them back and gave the Dolphins that opportunity. I don't know. Big Cobbo going over for his first try of the year with them, I believe.
Yeah, got a freebie.
But 38 points to 10 is pretty damning if I don't know, if you mean.
I mean, this really did showcase just how good Isaiah Katoa is.
Yeah,
I think the other thing that played into that really well as well was how much he likes to be aggressive.
Yeah.
Because he was right up there every time with Max Plath, and a great game by Max Plath, by the way. But both those two together, he was getting quick runs straight into quick and great service passes. Isaiah putting just balls on a dime to people. It was a pretty clinical performance from the defenders, I reckon.
Yep. Yeah, definitely, and bringing back that attacking prowess. I mean, against the Titans last week, it was a little bit of a shit fight in comparison to what they usually like. But, getting back to that standard and having that attacking flair they've been known for the last year or so anyway. But, taking away the win against the Sharks on that one. Last Saturday game, we'll move on to Rabbitohs versus the Tigers. Now, this one was pretty close in the end there. Albeit 4 points. 4 points the difference. Rabbitohs coming away with the win. Tigers, I think they copped a few casualties in this one, didn't they? They lost a few.
Is this game closer if they don't lose Luai and Dewey?
Yeah, exactly. You would have to think possibly.
I mean, it was already pretty close.
Yeah.
But
or at least, in contention or whether it went to Golden Point or something, I don't know. But yeah. Yep. Dewey with a hamstring complaint. He went down. Was it in a tackle or after going to catch a ball or something?
It was in a tackle.
Yep. Luai with a knee MCL, or I think I saw something
MCL
about.
Confirmed.
So that's a few weeks. And I thought I saw someone else go down with an injury as well. I'm not too sure. I'll have to look into it. But it was a rough one. Rough go for him, unfortunately.
Wasn't Skelton?
Yeah, well, I'll have a look. We'll check the casualty ward and just see. But it's all over the shop for the Tigers again at the moment, unfortunately. I know they've got Jock Madden who can probably fill in there, but it really did. It really put a stop in the way of their attack in that once Luai went off, unfortunately. Alex Johnston again already broke that record. That's something we'll probably touch on after. It broke that try-scoring record and has set the new one, and he's put another one on this week just to make it a little bit harder. Latrell.
They do get Latu Fainu back this week.
Okay, he is back. So
if Latu's back, he'll move. You have to imagine he'll probably move to 7.
Yeah, possibly. Yep.
And then Jock Madden to 6.
Yeah, maybe.
Or Jock 7.
Yep.
Madden and Latu 6.
You would have to think they're going to rest Dewey, or you'd hope they'd rest Dewey at least.
Seriously, because if they don't rest him, it's just going to be a Ponga 2.0.
Yeah, his legs are his worst enemy too, the poor bugger. So. Rabbitohs, a good game. They've been there or thereabouts all season so far. So, I think it was probably a well-due win.
I mean, we probably, since it's been 2 weeks, it is probably worth mentioning. A big, massive congratulations to Alex Johnson for getting that try scorer record.
Yeah, definitely.
We knew it was going to happen and happen pretty quickly.
Yep.
And they prioritised and got out of the way, so that was really good.
Yep.
By the Rabbits, I guess, but
yep.
To do it against the Sydney Roosters,
Yeah, almost like it was meant to be. It was
chef's kiss.
It was scenes there at was it Accor or Allianz Stadium?
Allianz.
That's right, because they were jabbing the Rabbitohs there a bit with the away team instead of having their name up on the board. But it was good to see, with all the rhetoric and posts and media stuff about fans not storming the field. I think that was.
If you think that was a bad moment for rugby league, you are seriously out of your mind.
Yeah. I think it was all more of an optics thing or legality thing from the officials, at least, or at least I hope it was, because just something that I haven't seen anything like that in rugby league. So no one's possibly going to see it for a very long time as well. Happen again.
I mean, the only other opportunity we've really got is what you'd probably say Tupou, and even still, there's a chance he retires before he makes it if he doesn't do well with the Roosters this year or next year.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like he's broken that and he's locked that down for some time to come. So
and he's still got years in him.
Exactly right.
He could make 300.
He'll be making. That's right. He'll be making that record a lot harder to break. But good on him. Good on AJ.
I think if he averages 20 tries a year until he retires, let's say he retires by 37, he's good.
Yeah. Yep.
He's got 300 in the bag. He'll probably retire at 300.
Yeah, exactly. He could retire now and he'd still be a legend.
He'd still be a legend at that point, yeah.
Sunday's games, we'll have a look at the Eels, 30 points to the Dragons, 20. This one wasn't too bad of a game to watch. Unfortunately, Hopgood going down with an ACL. That's his season over. Another season-ending injury for the poor bugger.
That's his second one too, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it might be his second ACL. He's definitely had a few between ankle and knee, and I think shoulder. He's had a few long-term injuries, but just round 3 early on in the season to have it ended is really tragic. Talking about it last week against the Broncos there, the Pezzett and Moses combo, I think that's going well. It's continuing to improve and go well.
Yeah, and I think Talon De Silva in this game was actually rather impressive.
Yeah, the eyebrows.
The eyebrows. Oh, God. I wish you didn't remind me of that, because now it's not going to leave my head now. Oh, man. I think, considering how poor he was at the end of last year...
Yeah.
And granted, he didn't have an ounce of time to train with the team. He got an immediate release and went over there, right? So, he didn't really have any time to train with them or do much with them.
Yeah.
And pretty much all he did was just fuck every game up.
Came into an Eels side that didn't really know who they were too. They were winning games where it was far too late for them to be putting in the effort they were, but they were still doing quite well, yeah. Now that he's had a pre-season at least.
He's actually looking pretty good now, yeah.
Yep.
And I think he's had 2 really good games so far. Mm-hmm. That's only going to keep building and building. He's so quick out of dummy half, so
yeah,
he's going to really punish teams, I think.
Yep.
And that'll be good to watch.
Yep, for sure. Dragons again are looking a lot more solid this year. It was only 10-point deficit. There wasn't much in it between Holmes and I think Leilua had quite a solid game as well. It's one
really solid left edge.
Probably worth touching on. He's been very good this year. He's slimmed up a lot, but very, very athletic. So I think he's quite handy to him. There was, I believe, a bit of a switch around when what's his name went off. They had Sully marking up against someone. It was a bit of a mismatch, which gave Sully a bit of the upper hand there, unfortunately. But either way, the Eels still coming away with the win in that one. I think, like we touched on just before, the Moses Pezzett combo doing well. So I think it's probably only going to get better from here.
Couchman, how long you reckon he's getting?
Yeah, unfortunately for him, I mean, definitely not one of the worst we've seen, and
they'll throw the book at him though, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely not one of the worst we've seen, and I don't know what more he was meant to do outside of letting go and levitating. It's a bit hard, but
just levitate, bro.
Yeah, exactly right. The amount of times I heard, "Yep, I know, I understand, but that's how it is," or that's what we rule on. I don't know. It's obviously Hopgood is gone for the season, but if you watch the tackle, he didn't go in and wasn't trying to tackle like that.
It wasn't intentional, no.
Yeah,
he didn't drop his entire body on his legs either. So.
Yeah, it would have been. I mean, if Hopgood wasn't tipping or whatever, it would have been a solid legs tackle. I don't know, but I think you're right. It'll be probably minimum 4 weeks at least. I don't know what he's got in the way of priors and whatnot, but yeah.
You'd have to probably say 4.
I do think you're right. They are likely going to throw the book at him, unfortunately. So, especially
because he's the first of the season.
Yeah, exactly. Try and deter others from not being able to levitate or something. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see what happens. That should all come out tonight anyway, hopefully, for the poor bugger, because he's been having a stellar season. I mean,
I thought both brothers have been great so far.
Yep. Yep. I think the Couchman boys both very solid for the Dragons. The last game of the round, though, Cowboys versus Titans, and this one was set to be a poo slinger of all poo slingers. But, Cowboys coming away with the win in this one.
Provided the goods, to be honest. I wasn't too unhappy watching this game at all. I thought Murray Taulagi was incredible this game.
Very solid.
In pretty much every aspect as well.
Yeah.
I thought Scott Drinkwater had a very necessary return to form.
Yeah. Yep. You're right.
Because he's not only did he have a lot of pressure going onto him in that game?
Yeah.
But he still probably does have a lot of pressure on him to
Rightfully
perform.
so. Yeah. Yep.
I think it's an important win for him, and it was probably an important performance for him more importantly. So
yeah, and the team as a whole probably really just gives them that little bit of confidence after a very, very slow start to the year. Just missing out against the Knights and then getting railed by the Tigers down at Leichhardt.
I do not want to take anything away from Jayden Campbell though.
Yeah, very solid. Talking about the Titans, we'll focus on the Titans a little bit there, but attack just a little bit disjointed and has been the last couple of weeks, but stellar, or leaps and bounds better, rather, I should say, now that he's back in the side. Yeah. So, not to shit on Ilias or anything, but he's no Jayden Campbell. So, I think
he came on and immediately gave away a penalty.
Yeah, exactly.
When they were on our try line.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Look, I don't really... I know there's a lot of drama going around him at the time, at the moment, especially with him coming out publicly and slagging off old coaches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
End of the day, you're only where you are because of where you were gotten by your coach anyway. But so you probably shouldn't be talking about coaches negatively. But that said, you probably also need to hone your craft before you throw stones.
Yeah.
that's definitely something I'd probably recommend. But I think Jayden Campbell, that team, you really see what they're missing when he's not there. He is seriously a great player.
Yep. Kinney again as well. Kinney very, I think, instrumental at fullback there. I'm pretty sure he might be carrying something, whether it be a lower leg or ankle or something sort of or complaint, because he just wasn't his usual self. But
and you definitely can't tell me he did not do whatever he could for his team in that game as well. He was everywhere.
Yeah.
Full fair play. I think it was a 50-point game to the Cows if he wasn't just everywhere.
Yep.
But God, he copped a clobbering for it.
Yeah, Murray definitely bullied him. I know that. Either way, he was there. He was there to defend. It was just he kept getting bumped off and rolled every single time, unfortunately. But you're right. I think Campbell probably the Titans' saving grace in that loss, unfortunately for them. But better signs moving forward, hopefully. With that, though, we might have a quick look. We'll preview this week's games. We've got the Thursday night game, which is Seagulls up against the Roosters. DC going up against his old club here, back at Four Pines. So, we'll see what happens. See what happens with that one there. Both teams very unconvincing, I would say. Roosters, we know, because we've been talking about how slow of starters they are normally, and the Sea Eagles have been less than enthusiastic, I guess you could say, or I'm less than enthusiastic about them so far this year, unfortunately. So, I don't know if there's much more on it. I mean, Brooks in the side. Brooks is probably one thing, I don't know, I think is a bit of a problem for him at the moment. He's just a bit out of form and whatnot. Maybe it could even be the combo, not having DC there. It's taking a little bit to mesh or whatever. They do have Turbo, who's running amok back like he used to with all these real fast six agains and whatnot. A player of his caliber's taking advantage of them and is very useful for them in that sense. But I don't know, it just hasn't been enough. And Hamole as well, having Hamole back, but it just hasn't really been enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, look, I've got absolutely zero faith in Manly at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to sound really nasty, I guess. I don't think Tom can do enough, which is crazy to say because he does so much work and he's in pretty good form right now, and his hamstrings are not dead yet.
Yeah.
Yet. I wish I shouldn't have said that just in case it does happen. But I don't know what is more that Tom can do to save that team right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like a good portion of the team are just against themselves.
Yeah.
Like watching Brooks play is honestly the most terrifying thing for a Manly supporter. I feel like right now, like if you're a Manly supporter, you are watching Brooks grab a ball every time, and you're holding your hands like this.
What's gonna happen?
Like seriously, it is rough to watch at the moment. I don't know what is going on with Brooks.
Yeah.
I think I like what they've got going on in the forward pack. That's a positive sign.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when Tom works with that, it can go well.
Yeah.
But yeah, geez, I think the Roosters are going to exploit that heavily.
Yep.
They're gonna really run amok on the edges and make these forwards work.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be way too tough. I'm going to go Roosters on this for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken about it ad nauseum, about how slow they are starters, the Roosters, and just about how untrustworthy they can be at the start of the season. But
these are the sort of games they need to get themselves picked up.
Yeah, outside of that massive shellacking against the Panthers, nonetheless, I think, yeah, that's right. This might be that little bit of a confidence booster, at least the game they use to get themselves back in contention or back in the winner's circle, at least as it were. So I'll be tipping the Roosters in this one as well. DC to get it over his old club at his old home ground. Friday's games, Warriors versus the Tigers. This one's over in New Zealand, and I'm going Warriors.
I'm not even going to spend much time on this one.
Yep.
There's no halves, so Warriors will destroy them.
Yep, and Warriors getting bolstered with their usual half back coming back. So,
and they're at home.
Yeah, exactly. too strong so far against a team that, albeit against the Cowboys who stunk. They absolutely thrashed us. The rest of the time, they've just haven't quite gotten there. Unfortunately, the Tigers. So, yeah, I think this one's going to be just a bit too hard for them as well.
Yeah, it'll be way too hard, I think.
Yep. The second Friday game, who would have guessed? Friday night, late game at Suncorp, the Brisbane Broncos up against the Dolphins. Now, I don't know, this must be a Brisbane home game, this
Brisbane.
One. Yeah, this is going to be tough. Reynolds named, I believe, but Haas out. He has a shoulder issue. It was rumoured he was training or doing less at training this week, but not named in the squad this week. Just precaution, maybe. Who knows? I don't think the severity's actually been detailed just yet. But, yeah, it's a bit of a blow for them because, really, got the win last week, but...
They do get Gajewski back.
Slightly lackluster. Yeah, good trade-off. Great trade-off. Pass for Gajewski.
Doesn't stack up that well.
Probably going to have to push. Yeah, I mean, maybe Willison or someone into the mids. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Have to use Willison, I'd say.
Yep, gonna be a bit rough, I think, up against the Dolphins, coming off that solid win as well. I do think their forward pack is better still in the end there.
They also get Donahue back, so Finns get Donahue back as well as Flegler. Flegler is also back.
Yep.
Frank Molo is also back.
Yep.
So they get two big forwards and they get their other dummy half trade-off.
Yep.
So they'll have a very nice, fast midfield running squad there.
If they're able to play lock then too, possibly. Yeah, I think, well, there you go. That's a bit more of a contentious forward pack there for the Dolphins. So
this is actually going to be such a 50-50 game, I feel like. I really do. I really think this is going to be a tough one.
Yep. Battle for Brisbane round one.
I'm going to Fins up.
Fins up on this one?
I'm going to Fins up.
Yep. I'm still worried about the Broncos. I am. I haven't seen enough just yet. I mean, last week, backs against the wall, they got it done. Came back and finished it. But the positions they've been getting themselves in for a team that went on a fucking monumental run last year, to win the grand final, win the premiership. It just has been less than convincing so far, unfortunately. So, yeah, I might have to go Finns on this one too, I think. Saturday's games, Bulldogs versus the Knights, and much like the Warriors-Tigers game, I think I'm going to have to go Bulldogs on this one. I know I spoke about them being less than convincing, and I still am a little bit less than convinced, but their defensive efforts last week were quite solid, I think, and up against a Knights team who are, again, just pretty rudderless. I don't think it's going to do very good for the Knights. It's going to bode very well, unfortunately. I do believe you've got Ponga, Sharp. I'll have a squiz. I don't know.
Look, if Sharp is back,
we'll
they've
see if
got
he's
a chance.
named. Let's have. Oh, here we go. We've got team lists. He is Sharp back in the 5/8, so he should play this week. He was laid out last week, but should play this week. And Sandon Smith at half back there. Still don't know for me, unfortunately. I'm thinking probably the Dogs in this one. I'd say at least by 12 points.
I can't justify it, I really can't.
Yeah.
I'm going to go the Dogs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Next Saturday game, Panthers versus the Eels. This one, everyone waits for this one every year. They are the bogey team, and I think this is probably the best the Eels have looked since their grand final run. They've had a tough time. They've had a rather tough time getting back to some sort of form of, or sense of form rather, but form to compete and even make the 8 since then. But I think this is probably the best they've looked early season anyway since then. So, CommBank Stadium, Eels home ground. Still going to go Panthers.
I don't think it matters. I think it's
still going to go Panthers.
Oh man,
Moses. Yeah. That we're going to hear that fucking trumpet all night, all 80 minutes, and all probably 50 points to 4 or 50 points to 6.
Good lord.
Yeah. I think it's going to be Panthers in this one.
That's a Penrith game for sure.
Much as I like to give the Eels raps in that, and I think Pezzett and Moses are meshing well.
No chance.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Next Saturday game, Cowboys versus the Storm up here at Queensland Country Bank Stadium, and this is probably another one, and it pains me to say it. I'm really concerned for the Cowboys in this one. The only thing I can see being our saving grace, we'll have a quick squiz at teams. I know Laybutt's back, and I do believe we get the big man in McKaylee back. So whether he does end up playing his 18th man, not that 18th man means much anymore with the way the bench works. But yeah, I am really concerned. The only thing I can see going our way is if the Storm clock off because they think they've got it in the bag.
Basically, same as what they did to the Broncos.
Yeah, and if we can sort of wear them out a bit, because by God, that Sunday afternoon game was humid as hell. You could see it had the boys all tired. They were all tuckered out there, unfortunately. When did Jack Hetherington join the Storm? What a lucky bugger. He doesn't ever let go. He doesn't ever let go, that guy. Unless we can see them get worn out, and maybe just with that, maybe they think they've got it in the bag and clock off a little bit. I think it's a tough one for the Cowboys.
After doing it to Broncos last week and losing to it, I just don't see them doing it to us this week because they know that we'll at least punish them.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
but also they've been flogged all week. I know they've been flogged all week since they lost.
Yeah, they are going to be ready to win.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough
winning,
one.
I think.
Tough one for the Cowboys. I'm going to go against it anyway in the tipping comp because it's my only bogey tip, but. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really feeling Melbourne are going to get this one. Maybe by 1 point, but it'll be Melbourne for me.
This game, however.
Sunday's games.
Yeah.
Raiders versus the Sharks. Could be anything.
Literally anything. Oh, God. I don't want to fall victim to the GIO trap again.
Much like Seraldo, who needs however many stitches and ended up with a hole in his hand after winning, but it is a trap of a stadium. But, yeah.
Look, I'm going to go Raiders.
Yep.
My justification for this is...
That's fair.
I just think they have the better team on paper. And that's what I've said the last 3 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been done by it twice. But I just think they have the better team on paper. I've got to do that. I think with the Sharks as well, if their centers are not playing optimally at the moment,
which they haven't been,
Ramian
been far better in a way than Heroes so far, and he hasn't been that great, unfortunately.
Yeah, which is wild. But I think, look at how Hudson played even this week. He was so aggressive,
like playing like a half too.
Yeah, that flick in behind.
Yep, kicks, passes, all of it.
I want to say Raiders. I think Raiders will come back with a vengeance after this last week.
Yep, and I do think Raiders do have the better forward pack. Obviously, they are a lot more aggressive and a lot stronger.
Probably the best forward pack in the game.
Yeah, young Noah Martin. It's outside from the Warriors. I think you're right. Young Noah Martin, absolutely killing it as well. But what I'm doing in this one, and I know it's going to bite me, is I'm tipping the Sharks because you can only tip against them so many times. That's when they win. They can only lose when you tip them so many times. But I don't know. They're due for it.
And it's such a 50-50 game.
It very well could be, yeah. It is definitely in the Raiders' favour, I think, especially with what we've seen between the two so far this year. Sharks, as usual, showing good signs and then dropping off a cliff. But I don't know, man. If they're ever going to threaten for a grand final at least, they probably need to be doing it now. The last couple of years of being there or thereabouts, getting into the top 4 or whatever, and then just petering off just aren't enough. So, I think it's probably now. Now's the time to pick themselves up after that loss last week and get onto it. So, I'll go the Sharks in this one, just for the fact I think they might actually have a go. It might only be a very slim win. Look, I think it could even be like a 2-point win or something like that.
If the Sharks are going to win, it's got to be off the back of Trindle.
Yeah, yep. Trindle and I think Hines' kicking game probably.
And Hines actually showing up.
Yeah. Yep. All right, in the last game of the round, Titans versus Dragons. It is up on the Gold Coast there, but again, from what we've seen from both teams, I think it's probably safe to say the Dragons get this.
Can I say that is crazy odds?
Yeah. Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, 10 cents more for the Dragons. That's
Is this something I've missed? Who's out for the Dragons?
We'll have a look at the team lists here. Couchman, obviously, Ryan Couchman sitting, but Hame Sele comes back.
That is unreal odds.
Yeah, very, very crazy. There's not a massive change in the Titans side, as we would have expected.
A little?
Yep.
That is wild. This is Dragons for me. I don't believe the Titans can. I'm on Hindy's side.
Mm-hmm.
I seriously don't think the Titans can get a win in the first 10 rounds.
Yeah, from what we've seen so far, anyway, they've just. I don't know. Losing that game against the Dolphins last week's what did it to me. They had it. They had it in the bag, and Dolphins were sort of helter-skelter for the Dolphins. It's like they didn't know what to do, but I don't know. They just.
Actually, when did the Titans play the Tigers?
Let's have a quick look here at our draw. But yeah, I think I'm with you too on that one. Anyway, man, I'm definitely going the Dragons, the Dargans on that one. So their first time playing the Tigers.
It's round 15.
Yeah.
14th, well, all their halves will be back by then.
14th of June. Yeah, should be. So.
Maybe they don't get a win until round 13 when they get a bye. That would be tragic, but
yeah, Dragons for both of us there by the sounds of it.
Rough go to be relying on injuries to teams to actually get a win. But
it is. All right, that's pretty much it for last round and the next round of football anyway. That we might even look at. It's probably pretty easy to pick. We touched on it before, but your try of the week, try of the last round, anyway.
Look, there were some great tries throughout the last 2 weeks. There was also some great support play from players, but none of it stacks up even close to the solo efforts of Brian To'o.
Yeah, insane.
That to have that such level of control, that poise to beat all those players, the strength. That's just, man, that try was unreal. If you missed it, it's basically two grubbers, and they're both perfectly placed. Right, chases it himself. It's not even a chip at this point. It's just two perfectly placed grubbers, and he gets it himself and gets the try against 5 people, I think.
Yeah.
He has to fight 5 people for it, and yes, that's unreal.
Yep.
Unreal stuff.
Bro got that special Coca-Cola. Drank a whole carton of it before that game.
And there's a reason why he's the New South Wales player.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
Like last year, I think he probably had a quiet year by all accounts for his standard anyway. And I think this year he's just started strong. And if he's doing shit like that in round 3, the rest of the competition's in trouble again. Yeah. So, yeah, insanity. It'll definitely be one, like we said earlier, that Marky Mark Nwanganittu Arce try. I think this is going to be one we're going to be looking at all year, or talking about all year, and looking at the end of the year when it comes time to rate the top try of the year. But with that, anyway, we will have a quick look at the NRL Fantasy Buy of the Round, and I'm going straight for Herbie Farnworth in this one. He's dropped a little bit of cash now. The probably only reason I would have thought not to pick him up at the start of the year was just he was a bit expensive. He was bordering just over 800k, but he's just dropped below now. If you've got any centre issues or you're needing a full-time centre, Herbie Farnworth is your man, because he's not scoring less than 55 each week, 50 to 70, I would say. And he's got a big one coming this week against the Broncos. So, yep, that centre pairing could be quite solid and quite dangerous. So, matchup rather, not pairing, centre matchup. But yeah, 784k. If you got the money, if you can find a way, if you got Haas and he's out, get rid of Haas, put someone else in that mid, and put that money toward Farnworth, because he'll be set and forget for the year. But with that anyway, I think that's probably about it. We touched on the AJ news. Big congrats to AJ on setting that try-scoring record. If you haven't already, and I don't know how you wouldn't have if you haven't already, but go and check the footage of the try and everyone celebrating. It was a momentous occasion. It was quite solid, quite great to see. Even Elbow got on the field after everyone was already dispersing, going back to their seats like good patrons and being respectful. Elbow took it upon himself to get on the field and go searching for AJ, who was out the back in the sheds warming up. But
great stuff, Elbow.
Great stuff, thanks, Elbow. But yeah, no, it was good. It was great to see. Everyone was jubilous. I only wish I could have been there. It'd be something to talk about forever, I think, really. But yeah, that's probably about it. We'll see what happens to poor young Ryan Couchman tonight in the judiciary. Yeah, yep, won't hear about that until tonight. Word on the street is he's employed Ivan Cleary to go into bat for him, so so
we'll see him next week.
So yeah, we'll see him next week, and he won't even cop a fine, I wouldn't think either. So, but yeah, with that, if there's nothing else...
Can I get that lawyer?
yeah, exactly. We will see you next time, and thanks for tuning in.